intimate. It's
right, and private.
It is. It's very private
Very
because
private.
it's. You're right. It's private.
It's private.
And it's almost easier, you know, when you for me personally, writing a letter to somebody, it's easier for me to reveal more when I write a letter than if I'm sitting having coffee with you.
Yeah.
It's just because the process of writing, it's such
liberating.
It's liberating, and it's inquisitive, and it's internal.
Right.
As opposed to, you know, having to see somebody and deliver it.
Yeah. It's very interesting because, like I said, everybody has a different approach, and actors, what we do is not quite normal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And having the playwright coming together with the actor, like Nilo seems to find his own way to navigate, because he's kind of like Masters. He knows what he's doing, but he seems to be as specific as well. As poetic as he can be, he seems to be, and I don't know him. Okay, I'm just going by my instincts. I'm just going by what I see when I'm reading about him. Obviously, everybody knows who he is, and everybody who has worked with him, they feel deeply touched by his sensitivity and pure intelligence, and he's so willing to explore the unexplored. You know,
Yes.
he's so willing in his images, and like different things are going on, you know, in his own world. And I'm kind of wonder. I will ask him if I have a chance to talk to him, like, how does he battle his demons, if he has any? Because all of us, that's a good question. You gotta admit, you gotta give me.
No, hey, listen.
It's a good question.
You brought up right at the beginning. You brought up Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
talk about
because
battling your demons.
Yes, because it seems like each one of us, we have things going on, and life is so hard, and everybody's so. All of us, to a certain degree, we want to project, and we want to be a certain way, and we want to look a certain way,
Yeah.
and we want to sound a certain way. But what happens to what's going on in here? Right? And it's so much pressure to be on, and it's so much pressure to be right, and it's so much pressure to be accepted and to be loved, that what happens to your inside? What happened to those voices? What happened to those demons? How did they come out? How, as a writer, I'm very intrigued by it. You know, when I was reading it, when I was reading the play, I said, I'm kind of wondering, you know, how does he deal with his own demons, if he has any, which I'm sure he does, to a certain degree. I'm not, but you know, it's kind of like, I kind of like wondering about how does he deal with his own darkness, because he's so poetic. And, you know.
I think he just sits with the questions. You know, that when one of the things that you said, that Sakya says, I'm learning not to ask too many questions about your books.
Yeah.
Bernadette's response to that question in the play is, you know, be patient with the questions you have. Let them
Live in you.
live in you.
Let the questions become you, and one day you will find the answers for them.
Right. Because we want answers for everything, do we?
At the moment. Well, that's the generation that we live in. You know, it's the I generation. It's the iPod, the iPhone.
I know.
I want the information right now.
You want it now.
And that's
because
it.
you know what? In the other days, you had to go to the library and get I don't know, you were lucky. Oh, yeah, baby,
You
you're
had
a
to
young
send a
girl.
fax.
We had to go and do my work and let me see what. But now, nowadays, it takes only one click.
yeah,
And
the
you
internet.
get it.
And you get it.
So
Google it.
there's no excuse for you not to be informed. It's not an excuse anymore, because information is available
Correct.
Yeah.
for everyone. And that's why things are so difficult.
But that's why I think Nilo's plays are different. Because he's not about, give me the answer now. He's
No.
about,
He makes you
here are
work.
the questions. Here's what somebody's feeling underneath the mask that they're putting on.
Yeah, it's very much about subtext. The whole play is, I mean, it's a beast of a play. The play itself is like a big scene, and within that big scene you have different scenes, and within those different scenes you have
Yeah.
little mini scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything is about subtext.
Now, in terms of, I'm sorry that I'm cutting you off. I'm trying to
That's
get all
right.
the information that I can. We covering pretty much, right, a lot of the stuff that we wanted to talk about. Want to make sure that you guys are happy. Yes, good. We're connected, right? Good. Okay. In terms of as a director, he comes in. You guys, you getting right into the moment. Do you do any kind of warm up? I'm sorry, but I have to bring it up. I have to bring it up. I have to bring it up.
The first day
We
did a group warm up, and he led us all through our physical stretches, and I felt like we were doing the hokey pokey, putting our hands in our feet and rolling our shoulders in our heads. I had never had a director do that with the cast before, kind of lead you through this centering, like, okay, let's get together, let's focus the space, let's,
so many people
relax and stretch. And
it's kind of interesting. Some acting teachers do it, you know, and people work that way, but, you want to kind of like, we work with energy. Yeah. That's what comes down to. You work with an instrument, and you have your talent, and you have your gift, and you have to whatever you bring to the table, but it's all energy.
And the instrument has to be open. It has to be an open vessel. It has to be
right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I always say, I only surrender to those who surrender. And that's the challenge. But I'm kind of like, how does it work as a director? How does it work? And how challenging? Does it get difficult? Does it get demanding? Is he fight with the actor? Does he get too passionate and say, "What are you doing, Andhy?"
He's definitely passionate. He's Cuban.
He's Cuban. So you guys, okay, now because this is getting interesting. Do you guys fight?
I don't think we've had a fight.
But you have, in terms of with objectives and obstacles and the conflict, do you guys get into heated conversations?
It's not a fight, but we've said
we voice, each of our opinions regarding different things in the script.
And we might have said something. I think this part doesn't. Do we really need this part? And he's like, no, I need that. I feel like, or we've tried to say, I think it should be in this order. Maybe we should put this scene over here, and he'll either say, okay, let's try it, or usually he'll say, let's try it.
Let's try it.
We always try everything, and then he'll say, no, I don't like it like that. Let's go, I think it needs to be the other way.
But if he says no, he'll give you a reason why. It's not him saying no because no.
Just for the sake of saying
no. He'll give you a reason. Always. He'll tell you this is why it doesn't really make sense.
Right.
He says, do you understand? Do you before he moves on, he makes sure that you and him are on the same page.
He's patient as well.
And that's a key to working with actors.
Now, in terms of the character work, each one of you separately, because a lot of the work is done home, obviously, and you bring whatever you bring to your rehearsal space. How do you guys work? Do you guys do you work in different ways when you're doing different productions, or you keep a specific system? We don't have to reveal the process. I'm not telling you to do so, because it could be very private, and some actors become a little, I don't want to talk about my process, that's extremely private. You don't ask that question. Why I always ask?
I'll tell you this very quickly. I had a teacher once who she said, when you're acting, it should be a pinch and an ouch, a pinch and an ouch between whoever you're acting. And that has always stuck with me. And that's the little bit that I'm telling you. So when I'm working, it's all about coming from an original self and reacting truthfully and finding that pinch. And then giving that ouch.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Because every actor works differently, and everybody, you approach the material in a different way. Yeah. And, sometimes you get stuck. Sometimes you just let your instrument take over. But sometimes, it's like when you're exploring the truth, you can get lost. Tell me all about it, I can get you're exploring, and then you...
a lot.
And then you get a little bit lost in translation. But that's a great feeling, right?
Absolutely.
It's a good feeling. You guys seem to be very satisfied and happy with Nilo. He seems to be the man.
He is the man.
He's the man. He's the man.
Yes.
Do you guys go for drinks after, or you just... forget it. It's only rehearsal.
We go for lunch and dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
You do.
I think the drinks will come once the show's up and running.
Yeah.
But right now we're concentrating on the work.
We're working our way up to drinks. We're in the food stage right now.
Right.
We're in the second date of our relationship.
How was the first time when you guys worked together? The first time you guys came together, it was fun. It was a little stressed out. No,
it wasn't stressful.
Normal?
No. I think. It's interesting working with a Cuban director, another Cuban actor, and Franca, who plays Benedetta. She's Italian. And the Cubans and the Italians are very loving and very affectionate.
And we show everything we feel.
Yeah, so that it takes away any of the nervousness or the stress, I think.
It's kind of interesting when he says, I have the lines here, because I was trying to get the lines. When he said, is that difficult for you to get rid of your feelings?
By turning them into literature.
By turning into, well, I can't, give me 5, man. I can't, I'm not competing with you. There's no way that I can, you kept those lines down. Damn it, that's your job.
It's only taken me a month.
you better get him down. I mean, he's very philosophical. Nilo,
He very much is.
Yeah, he's not afraid, because, you know, some writers, they kind of like, everybody has a different style, but he's like, he's not afraid to, okay, let me just sit on it, and he's like digging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to put something out there that he thinks is the truth of what he sees.
It's
he
his
paints
truth.
a picture of truth, but he has said before that he's aware that not everyone's going to like his writing, and that's okay, because he believes in what he's putting forward.
Well, a lot of people believe in what he's putting forward. It's like, it's no question that he's a talented playwright.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some work from the public director, and he was speaking so highly about him. You know, like everybody has this respect for him, because he seems to come across in such a way. He's a man of high sensitivity, and the credits are rolling. And I can't tell you, we're just getting into it.
And we're just getting started.
Now we're like, you see, now we're relaxed. Now she can ask me whatever she wants to ask me.
know.
I don't care. The pressure is off, and it's very interesting. When are you guys, we didn't give the information. The play, when is going to open up? When is going to be the opening
Play
night?
opens February 15th, Wednesdays through Sundays, Wednesdays through Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 3 p.m., closes March 9th. It's at the Theater for the New City.
And you
First
guys
Ave, and between 9th and 10th.
Between 9th and 10th, are you guys rehearsing every single day?
Yeah, we have been, yes.
From what time to what time? This is not the FBI.
It changes.
Yeah,
It changes.
varies.
Yeah.